There are moments in every off-season where the noise suddenly sharpens, where whispers turn into murmurs and murmurs start to feel like thunder rolling just over the horizon. This is one of those moments. Toronto Blue Jays trade rumors are no longer simmering quietly in the background, they are beginning to boil, and right now the steam is curling around one name that could change the direction of this franchise in an instant. Welcome back to ***, the Blue Jays Report ***, because today's story is not just exciting, it is dangerous in the best possible way, and if you blink, you might miss the moment when speculation turns into reality. The Blue Jays are coming off a season that felt like a novel with a brutal final chapter. The World Series was within touching distance, only to be ripped away in a Game 7 that still lingers like an unfinished sentence. That kind of ending doesn't fade quietly. It echoes. It shapes decisions. It fuels risk. And as we inch closer to spring training, the sense around the league is that Toronto is not done, not even close. Trades, not free agency, feel like the chosen weapon, and the front office appears ready to swing. To understand where we are, we need to rewind briefly to mid-January, when a report quietly landed and didn't seem earth-shattering at first glance. According to C. Trent Rosecrans, the Cincinnati Reds had offered Elly De La Cruz a club record extension last spring, one that would have eclipsed even Joey Votto's iconic deal. The number was massive. The message was clear. Cincinnati wanted to lock up their crown jewel. Elly De La Cruz said no. In baseball terms, that single word can change everything. At first, it was brushed off as routine. Young superstar betting on himself, standard procedure. But then another report dropped, and the tone shifted. Elly De La Cruz publicly distanced himself from the negotiations, calmly stating that he had let his agent handle everything. That agent, of course, is Scott Boras, a name that carries as much weight in boardrooms as it does controversy in fanbases. Boras doesn't rush. Boras doesn't discount. And Boras rarely believes in early commitments when the open market could offer the moon. Suddenly, the future of one of baseball's most electrifying talents felt less stable than Cincinnati might like. And that instability is where opportunity lives. Around the league, executives began to take note. Around the internet, fans began to dream. And in Toronto, a city that has already tasted heartbreak, the idea of swinging big again started to feel less like recklessness and more like necessity. Let's be clear, Elly De La Cruz is not just another talented shortstop. He is baseball chaos in human form. Speed that bends defensive positioning. Power that laughs at ballparks. An arm that turns routine grounders into highlights. His OPS numbers, while not flawless, tell a story of growth rather than stagnation, hovering in the mid to high .700s and flirting with elite territory. But statistics alone don't capture him. He is momentum. He is pressure. He is the kind of player that makes pitchers uncomfortable before they even release the ball. Last season, he came within a whisker of 70 stolen bases, and that alone should make the Blue Jays' ears perk up. Speed has not been Toronto's calling card, and yet it is increasingly becoming a separator in October baseball. Adding a player like De La Cruz wouldn't just improve the lineup, it would alter the way opponents prepare entirely. Suddenly, every throw matters more. Every mistake costs more. Now, the fit on paper is not seamless, and that's part of why this conversation is so fascinating. Shortstop is not a glaring need. There are moving pieces already in place. But elite talent has a way of forcing solutions. Positions can shift. Roles can evolve. What cannot be manufactured is generational ability, and De La Cruz has that in abundance. The idea of pairing him with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the heart of the order is the kind of thought that keeps rival fanbases awake at night. Of course, none of this comes cheap. A trade for Elly De La Cruz would cost a fortune, not just in money but in future. Names like Arjun Nimala would be on the table, and likely more than one top 10 prospect alongside him. This is where the debate truly ignites. Is it worth sacrificing the future for a present that feels so close to glory? That answer depends on philosophy, and the Blue Jays' philosophy is evolving. Toronto has money. Toronto has ambition. And Toronto has already shown a willingness to deal from prospect depth when the moment feels right. Extending De La Cruz would not be a casual decision, but the Jays are one of the few teams capable of playing in that financial arena. The missed opportunities of recent off-seasons still sting. Kyle Tucker slipped away. Other stars chose different paths. At some point, patience turns into paralysis, and boldness becomes the only way forward. It's also worth remembering that De La Cruz is still just 24. Time is on his side, but leverage is beginning to tilt. If Cincinnati cannot or will not secure his long-term commitment, the pressure will only increase. Teams that act early often pay less than those who wait until desperation sets in. This may not be a move for today, or even tomorrow, but it is absolutely a situation worth monitoring closely. If you're enjoying the direction this conversation is heading, take a moment to like the video, share it with a fellow Jays fan, and subscribe to *** the Blue Jays Report ***, because stories like this tend to move quickly when they finally break. While trade rumors swirl, the emotional core of this team is still healing. Trey Savage recently spoke for the first time about how he processed the World Series Game 7 loss, and his words were quietly devastating. He described retreating into the woods, hunting, disconnecting, trying to escape the noise. He admitted he has never re-watched the game, not a single second, and never plans to. Even glimpses on social media are enough to reopen the wound. There is something deeply human in that admission. Savage had one of the most remarkable rookie seasons in franchise history, a campaign that should have ended in celebration. Instead, it ended in silence. But pain has a strange way of sharpening focus. He believes the team will be better for it, and that belief matters. This is a pitcher who is expected to carry significant innings, a pillar for years to come, and the fire burning beneath that calm exterior feels very real. David Schneider's recent comments only reinforce that idea. He spoke about the clubhouse chemistry, the sense that on any given night, a different hero could emerge. That kind of environment doesn't happen by accident. It is built through trust, through shared failure, through collective hunger. Winning teams are not always the most talented on paper, but they are often the most unified in purpose. Schneider's own future, however, remains intriguingly uncertain. Playing time projections suggest a reduced role, squeezed by depth and competition. He has value, particularly against left-handed pitching, and his approach at the plate remains sound. But baseball is unforgiving, and opportunity is never guaranteed. His story is another thread in this tapestry of tension, a reminder that even within a successful organization, nothing is permanent. As the off-season drifts through this quieter phase, these conversations matter more than ever. The pursuit of speed, the willingness to trade from strength, the emotional residue of falling just short. All of it is shaping what comes next. Whether or not Elly De La Cruz ever wears a Blue Jays jersey, the fact that his name is even being mentioned in Toronto's orbit tells us something important. This team is not content to stand still. So let me turn it back to you. Is the idea of trading for Elly De La Cruz thrilling or reckless? Would you be willing to part with top prospects for a chance to redefine the present? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this is exactly the kind of debate that defines an off-season. Thank you, as always, for the incredible support. If you've made it this far, you're part of what makes *** the Blue Jays Report *** what it is. Like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned, because the next chapter of this story may arrive when we least expect it.